Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, March 28th, 2012. Combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives up top as we celebrate the second anniversary of JCOntheline.com and the Daily Dose. We've collected wonderful moments in television history, and we put them up there on the Wayback Machine and places like that. And so enjoy. And down below you have your eye candy feature, which we'll get to in just a minute. And over in the corner, the results of yesterday's rock and roll poll question: what's a bigger mess right now as we look forward to spring cleaning? Some people have already gotten a jump on the spring cleaning. Come check out my house here. So what's a bigger mess right now? Your basement, your garage, or the trunk of your car? Number one answer at 48%. Basement, followed by 39% garage. Trunk of the car, 12%. I should have just asked about inside the actual car, because I've looked in some people's cars over the last, whatever years, and I'm like, what happened in here? People got stuff left over from months prior, just laying in their car. I can't have a dirty car. You look at my car, and by the way, don't. But if you did look at my car, you'd see that it looks like I pulled it off the showroom floor. That's how I keep my car. I'm not anal about it or anything, but it's just one of those things. I like to have that sort of squared away, if you know what I mean. By the way, I was just checking my calendar here because, yes, a week from Friday, we'll be doing our Cinco de Mayo show on the Big 550 KTRS. Trish Gazelle and I are there every day from noon until 3 o'clock on the Big 550. Why don't you check us out? All right, new survey shows the majority of Americans haven't been to 5 of the country's most important landmarks: the Grand Canyon, the Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Alamo, and the White House. How many of these have you been to? And we have choices ranging from all 5 down to none and all points in between. Now, I'm happy to say I've been to 4 of 5. I've not been to the Alamo, but I'll check that out someday down in San Antonio. Anyhow, that's our rock and roll poll. Please answer. So another big day at the Supreme Court after listening to this stuff yesterday and hearing the subsequent arguments and watching the demonstrations. I think I finally got this nailed. I really do. I don't think it has to do with Republicans or Democrats or Tea Party or anything like that. It has to do with how mean and how cruel you are as a human being. If you can somehow in your mind justify the suffering of others because they have no means by which to pay for their medical care, then you're on one side of the fence. And if you can't stand the idea of somebody who's destitute or children or something like that, oftentimes through no fault of their own, not being able to take care of themselves, then you're on the other side of the fence. So I really see it as an issue separated by just what your tolerance for meanness is. So I know you'll disagree, but I think I got it right. And I don't think I'm changing my mind because I've thought about this for a long time. All right, let's move on here to the issues of the day. If you like drinking, but you don't like paying concert or stadium prices, this ridiculous invention may be for you. It's called the Freedom Flask, and it's like a fanny pack, but it's filled with alcohol, and then you put it in your pants. And you pour your alcohol out of your fly. This thing carries about 1/5 of alcohol, 17 shots, costs $24.95. Check it out at freedomflask.com. Yesterday morning, major drama on a JetBlue flight from JFK to Las Vegas, and now we don't have to worry about terrorists. We have to worry about the crew. We had a flight attendant go berserk, a second one really, and then you got the pilots going crazy. What's going on? Okay, because now I'm worried about the terrorists. I'm worried about the guy flying the plane and the flight attendants who are just supposed to be, serving me a bag of pretzels. And never mind. Kentucky and Louisville are playing in the Final Four this weekend, and it is tearing the state apart. On Monday, a Kentucky fan and a Louisville fan got into a fight, which might not be that big of news, except that it happened during dialysis, kidney dialysis. Both of these guys were on machines and started arguing. Campaign spokesman confirmed that Newt Gingrich will pose for a photograph for $50. For extra $6, he'll ditch his wife and marry you. 20,000 atheists held a rally in Washington last weekend with, one of them sneezed, and afterwards the silence was deafening. Now that is a very funny joke. Think about it and you'll laugh. A group led by Magic Johnson buying the Los Angeles Dodgers, Stan Kroenke. No Dodgers for you. Magic will only have a small stake in the team, as will Hollywood producer Peter Guber, who's Credits include everything from Batman, Rain Man, Color Purple, Flashdance. Guy's got money. Gruber is also co-owner of the Golden State Warriors. All right, you knew this was coming. The Octomom, Nadia Suleiman, has run out of money, and so she has posed for a magazine called Closer, and they paid her $10,000, and that's it. They're supposed to foreclose on her home tomorrow. They're going to actually auction it off tomorrow. We're getting closer and closer to what is next, and that is the $1 million offer that she got from Vivid Entertainment to do a porn movie. You know it's coming. You know it is. Alicia Silverstone. Okay, she was in those Aerosmith videos, and then in those sort of like a teen, you know what I'm talking about. She was also Batwoman or Catwoman or I don't like those movies. I don't watch them, and so please don't. Anyhow, you know who Alicia Silverstone is. She's like a hippie PETA chick. Interesting combination. But she might be taking it too far, because she says what she does is she has a young son who is a year old, and what she does is she takes a mouthful of food, chews it all up, and then spits it into his mouth, and that's how he eats. These PETA people. 20th Century Fox is a movie coming out in July called Neighborhood Watch, and it's turning into a marketing nightmare because of the Trayvon Martin case down in Florida. Now, the two things have nothing in common. This movie is a comedy. It's got Ben Stiller, Jonah Hill, and Vince Vaughn, for God's sakes. By the way, the story, listen to this storyline. Dads form a neighborhood watch as an excuse to get out of the house and away from their families, but they end up discovering an alien plot to destroy the Earth. Lifetime launching a reality show where the couples try to save their relationships by having tons of sex. 7 days of sex premieres on April 26th. CelebrityNetWorth.com claims that, people feel sorry sometimes for Kate Gosselin. She's got all these kids, and her flame has flickered out, and nobody really is that interested in her anymore, and so that's it. Well, it turns out she's got $5 million. She's got $5 million from speaking engagements and church tours, including cash given to them from church collection plates and charging fans for photos and autographs of their family. Church collection plates. The dating website Chemistry.com surveyed more than 10 million members to figure out the cities that value sex the most. Springfield, Missouri is number 5th on the worst list in terms of valuing sex. There are currently 18,750 people around the world living on death row. Random fact, I just throw those at you from time to time. Can you guess what the most rented movie of 2011 was? Don't even bother, you'll never get it. It's a movie called Red, action flick with Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, and John Malkovich. In fact, new data released by RentTrack.corp, the media measurement from the Trax DVD sales and rentals, shows that only one of the 10 most rented DVDs of 2011 was among the 10 most bought. Here are the most rentals. Okay, number 10, Dinner for Schmucks, The Fighter, Lincoln Lawyer, The Tourist, Bridesmaids, Social Network, Unstoppable, Little Fockers, Due Date at 2, and number 1 is Red. The most bought DVDs of 2011, at number 10, The Help, Transformers, Megaminds, Bridesmaids, Hangover Part 2, Rio, Cars 2, Harry Potter, Tangled at number 2, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was your most bought DVD. Birthdays today, Lady Gaga, 26. She's got all the money, folks. She's got all the money. Whatever's left over after Bill Gates and Oprah, that's what Lady Gaga's got. It was 35 years ago today, in 1977, that Rocky, written by and starring Sylvester Stallone, won Best Picture at the Oscars, beat out Taxi Driver. And 26 years ago today, in 1986, more than 6,000 radio stations of all format varieties, including us, at the old Keishi, played We Are the World simultaneously at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. We're getting closer and closer to opening day. Cardinals play their first game of the season a week from today. Home opener is about 10 days away. And Rod Blagojevich, just checking in on JC's Eye Candy. Check it out. It's right below what you're looking at. I'm smiling because I can see it here. When you look at it, you're going to laugh too. I actually said it to Pat Hughes, the play-by-play guy for the Chicago Cubs on WGN Radio. And he's a great guy and has a great sense of humor. about this stuff, and he said, funny, painful, but funny. Thank you, Patrick. All right, new survey shows the majority of Americans haven't been to some of the biggest landmarks and historical, landmarks and places here in the United States, including the Grand Canyon, the Statue of Liberty, Golden Gate Bridge, Alamo, and the White House. Which ones have you been to? Please answer in the corner. We have results for you tomorrow here on the Daily Dose, and of course, on the Big 550 KTRS. In the meantime, that is it. The Daily Dose for Wednesday, March 28th, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.